Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today I'm going to speak with a gentleman who did some research on the RV lifestyle, which convinced him that he would not need nearly as much monthly income to support his travels than he thought he would. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. With its Diamond and Platinum membership tools, Workamper News is much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. The one-year memberships open the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then a Diamond or Platinum membership is for you. You can even get started with a free 30-day trial by visiting www.workamper.com/trial. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. Larry Hansen is an RVer from Florida who hit the road 5.5 years ago on a 22-foot travel trailer. He gave up a career in banking and stock trading to enjoy more freedom to travel. He did not just jump into the RV lifestyle willy-nilly. To see what it would be like, he conducted research beforehand to decide whether to pursue the lifestyle. Larry was living in The Villages, which are 17 special purpose communities in Central Florida that represent one of the fastest growing areas of the country. He was working in banking at the time, but really hungered to do something else. Because he liked traveling, Larry considered becoming an on-the-road salesman. But while investigating the opportunity, he stumbled across some YouTube videos about work camping and learned there was a demand for people with customer service and management skills, which he had in abundance. Work camping would fulfill his desire to travel all over the country, but because he was only 46 years old, couldn't touch his retirement account, or collect Social Security, Larry still needed to support himself for many more years. But he knew that most people spend 60% of their income on housing and related costs like electricity, water, property taxes, etc. As a single person, Larry knew that he didn't need much space in which to live, so an RV was a perfect fit. Because work camping jobs typically offer free or deeply discounted full hookup sites, any money he made could be used to pay for food and experiences. His biggest monthly expenses include a cell phone, streaming services, insurance, and memberships to different RV organizations. When Larry has less money, he does less things. When he has more money, he does more things. But Larry said he has not touched a dime of his savings to support himself on the road for nearly 6 years. To tell us more about the research he conducted, the places he has visited, and the jobs he has performed while on the road, please welcome Larry Hansen to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Larry. I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about you, like where you are and how long you've been RVing.
Well, I'm currently in Iowa. I just finished 2 work camping jobs, actually. I was a rides manager at Adventureland, which is a big work camping job that you can do. And then yesterday was my last day at a local KOA here where I performed several different duties, office, maintenance, that kind of stuff, and just waiting to leave here in a few days for Florida, where I'll start another work camping job working in a mall for a really great company called Big Sports Cart. And basically, I bought my RV in April of 16 and started my first work camping job in November of 16 in Reno, Nevada, and been on the road ever since.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time. And how many work camping jobs do you think you've had over the years?
I mean, I probably do 3 or 4 a year.
Okay.
So having been on the road 5.5 years, so it's got to be somewhere between 12 and 15.
Okay, neat. And some of these I have not heard about before. Like you had mentioned, Big Sports Carts.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing in Florida. Mm-hmm. Super nice company, started by a gentleman years ago. He's since given the company to his daughter, but he's still very involved. basically what it is, they set up kiosks in malls throughout the state of Florida. And I show up, the kiosk is already set up and filled with inventory. And then I just sell the inventory out of the kiosk. And it's sports related items, gnomes, blankets, Yeti cups, clocks, anything they can put Florida State, Miami, Pittsburgh, any of the teams on.
Okay.
And then I sell those items for them. And it's a great job.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about this job at Adventureland. You were a rides manager. What ride did you oversee?
Well, I oversaw all of them, actually.
All of them?
As a rides manager, you're over the entire park. There were, I think, 6 of us that were rides managers, and our job was to walk around and, speak with customers, handle questions, concerns. But our customers were really the people that were running the rides, because I was there to support them and help them with anything that they needed to be more successful. But it's a work camping job. It's been around for some time, and the job includes a full hookup site for your rig for the entire time that you're there. And then, of course, you're paid for every hour that you work. And there's a plethora of jobs available. I just happen to gravitate towards rides because it's just something that I enjoy. My first year there was 2018, and I just was a rides employee, just ran different rides. And as time went on, learned more and more rides because I showed an interest. I skipped 19 and went and worked at Six Flags again in rides, and then came back to Adventureland in 2020, and then this year. And this year they promoted me to rides manager. So really great opportunity. There's bonuses involved if you stay the entire season, and that you get paid at the end of the season, which is really nice. And again, they do a very good job of having all kinds of different activities for the work campers. They did a bus trip this year to Minneapolis to the Mall of America. They do all kinds of dinners and games and stuff for us. So it's a wonderful program. It's a good atmosphere, and it's a way to basically spend time in Iowa when it's a nice time of year to be here. And of course, it's in Altoona, which is a suburb of Des Moines. And Des Moines, you can use your time off. In 3 hours, you can be in Minneapolis. You can be in Kansas City. 5 hours, you can be in Chicago. 2 hours, you can be in Omaha. So there's a lot of stuff to go and do and see while you're here.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of great things about Adventureland. I've interviewed several people over the years who have worked there, and they all just rave working for the company. Said it's a lot of fun. What was the most challenging aspect of the job for you?
Well, when you're a regular rides employee, obviously, you're dealing with customers on a day-to-day basis, and you're, running the ride, and your focus is making sure that everyone's, safe and having a good time. As a rides manager, you're responsible for everyone and all of the rides. And of course you have help because there's other managers there, but there's a lot to remember. Obviously I have to be able to step up and run and operate every single ride in the park. So obviously they're all different. So there's a lot to remember. I don't know that anything was extremely challenging. I mean, it can be at times. There are certain rules that the state puts down as far as height requirements and stuff like that, certain people in the park don't agree with, but the park doesn't put down those rules. That's put down by the state. So just making sure that those rules are followed, can at times be difficult, but for the most part, everyone's there having a good time. So
Mm-hmm.
if they're having a good time, I'm having a good time, and that's why I'm there. So
That's neat. Did I hear you say that you worked for a candy company at one point?
I did. I worked, one of the other work camping jobs that you can do is with C's Candy. Now they're a candy store out of San Francisco. They're typically up and down the west coast of the country. But during the holidays, they open up kiosks and stores in malls on the East Coast to take advantage of, holiday sales. And so back in 2018, I believe, I ran a C's Candy store in Huntsville, Alabama. And that was a great opportunity as well. Good pay. They give you money towards a site, so a little bit different. you got your site, and then they, like I said, paid you some money towards taking care of your hookup site, and then you're managing either a kiosk or a store for See's Candy.
Okay,
so that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
What kind of candy do they sell?
Chocolate candy. They're like a Russell Stover's or a Godiva. It's chocolate candy, but they don't advertise. Everything with them is word of mouth, and they're all about samples. So literally, if I had individual samples that they would send wrapped that we would hand out, but not of every possible flavor. So if someone came in and they'd never tasted something, I could literally open a box of 24 candies to give them one to try. And then I had someone standing out in front of the store handing out samples to people walking by the store. If they came in the store, we were giving out samples. I mean, short of making it rain candy, we were giving out lots and lots of candy, and it was a really fun. It's the holidays; people are in a good mood. They're buying gifts, and I mean, as you work there, you can eat all the candy you want. So that may be a blessing or a curse, depending on your situation. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that sounds too tempting to me. But wow, that's and I've been to several places, like at Disney World. There's a big candy store and downtown Disney where somebody stands out front and passes out little chocolates to people, and it works really well to draw people into the store to buy a bigger package. So that's probably a neat strategy. Now, while you were working at Adventureland, you said you were also working at KOA?
Yeah, so Adventureland, when the season starts at the beginning of May, they're weekends only up through Memorial Day weekend. Then we go full time, and then it goes weekends only again after Labor Day. And so I didn't really want to, sit around during the week and not do anything because number one, I'd probably spend too much money.
Yeah.
And number two, I just, I wanted something to do. So there was a local KOA here that had advertised in Workamper News where I've actually found all of the jobs that I've done. And they needed someone a couple of days a week. So I went interviewed and was hired on the spot. And so I worked in the office. I worked out in maintenance, driving a Kubota around, doing various tasks. And it gave me something to do a couple of days a week, got me a little more money in. The other thing was I got a free hookup site there. So once we had to leave Adventureland, the season ended permanently on the 25th of September. We had to be out by the 29th of September. It gave me a place to go with my RV while I was still here in Iowa.
Okay.
And so, like I said, yesterday was my last day there, and I'll be leaving for Florida to go work for the big sports cart this Saturday, actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That sounds great. Now, have you been RVing the entire time?
You don't want to be in Iowa this time of year.
Yeah, no.
You definitely don't want to be in Iowa this time of year. It's getting too cold. It's already getting cold.
Yeah, no kidding. I grew up in Wisconsin, so we've had snow on Halloween a couple of times, and it's just, no, I'd rather go south like you. I understand. So have you been RVing the entire time you've been work camping?
I have. I bought the RV in April of 16. Never had an RV before. And so I wanted to take some time to get to know how to use it, how to set it up, how to break it down, how to trailer it. I'd never trailered anything in my entire life. Mm-hmm. So I started doing that. I was in Florida at the time, where I'm from, and Central Florida. And so I would move from RV park to RV park about every 2 weeks and just learn, the ins and outs of how it worked and the best way to do everything. And of course, when you're in an RV park, you've got a million people wanting to help you. It's a wonderful lifestyle because everyone's so helpful. And so once I felt comfortable with it, I had signed up for my first work camping job, which was in Reno, Nevada. And that started November 1st. So I left Florida in August. I went up to North Carolina. I was there for about 3 months and then made my way to Reno, where I did my first work camping job, which was working security for an RV park there in the Sparks, Reno, Nevada area.
Okay. So you've been all around. Have there been some places that you've really enjoyed?
Well, I've actually been to all of the lower 48 and 47 capitals. I'm only missing Boise, Idaho. But I get to ask that question all the time. My favorite state, as far as beauty and just the outdoors, because I love doing outdoor activities, is Utah. specifically the St. George, Canaraville area, which is southern Utah down by the Nevada border.
Mm-hmm.
And so I usually go there every year once I'm done. I work spring training baseball in Phoenix, Surprise, Arizona every year for the Kansas City Royals and the Texas Rangers share a stadium. And once I'm done with that job, I usually go up and I'll go to Vegas, and then I'll spend about a week in Utah, and then slowly meander my way to whatever it is I'm going to be doing that summer.
Okay, very good. So Utah is a gorgeous state, especially down there where you had said in Kanab. Is that where you were talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, yes. That's
Canaraville, which is about 35 miles north of St. George. It's over by Zion National Park.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What kind of RV did you select?
Well, at the time in 2016, my father hadn't retired yet, and he was actually running a big RV dealership in Central Florida. And so I would go down and talk with technicians and talk with customers. And this was something I was taking extremely serious, and having no experience, I really wasn't sure which way to go. I was following people on YouTube and watching a lot of videos, and most of the people were in Class Cs. And so I was kind of leaning that way, thinking a Class C would really be the direction I would want to go. But as I talked to more people and got more information, I decided that, because I would have to tow a vehicle, having two engines and two transmissions just wasn't something I wanted to do. It just seemed like too much maintenance, especially just starting out. So I decided on a travel trailer, and I wanted something that was going to be very easy to pull, wasn't going to have a lot of weight to it, and wasn't a length that was so long I wouldn't be able to get into national parks, state parks if I wanted to. Also, I've had experience where I've called RV parks before, and they say, "Oh, we're full." And I say, "Well, I only have a 22-foot travel trailer. There's no little nook or cranny I can get into." And 9 times out of 10, they find a place for me. So I decided on a 22-foot travel trailer. It's a 2013 Gulfstream Amerilite, weighs 3,100 pounds empty, no slides, but fully appointed, walk around clean, full bath, full kitchen, perfect for just me and what it is that I'm doing. So It's really worked out great. It's been a great rig.
So you travel by yourself?
By myself, yeah.
Do you have a pet?
Nope.
It is.
It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair. When I'm not working, I'm traveling. I'll leave in the morning, and with an itinerary of going and seeing something or a few things, but then other things present themselves. We went to Kansas City the other day, and next thing I know, we're doing this, we're doing that. We left at 9 o'clock in the morning. We went back till 10, 11 o'clock at night. It just wouldn't be fair to an animal to be by themselves for that long. So
that's a very good point. So what attracted you to work camping?
So I was living in the villages in Florida. It was a wonderful place. It was extremely active. It's a big retirement area, and I was playing a lot of pickleball, a lot of golf, water volleyball, just enjoying myself, but not really, kind of running in place, so to speak, life-wise. And I was talking with my parents one day, and they're like, "Well, what do you enjoy doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I enjoy travel on there." They said, "Well, figure out a way to get paid to do that." So I think at the time, because I was 46 in 2016 when all this occurred, and I think they thought I was going to go be maybe a over-the-road salesman or something, And I kind of went down the rabbit hole on YouTube, and I found this video of people that worked for Delaware North at Yellowstone, and they had RVs, they got sites, they got paid for their hours, and I'm like, wow, I never had an RV, but I'm a grown man, doesn't seem like anything I can't do. And so I started doing more research, and I found Workamper News, I found Workers on Wheels, I found all these sites where they had all these jobs, and there was a plethora of them all over the country doing all kinds of different things. And I had a lot of experience in sales and customer service and management, and seems like everybody needed those things. So I don't know, it kind of fulfilled every need that I had. I wanted to travel. I couldn't touch my retirement, or I didn't get Social Security yet, so I needed money coming in. Yet it's still an inexpensive way to live, because most people spend 60% of their income on their lodging, their rent, their utilities, their mortgage, whatever. If I'm getting that provided for me, then I don't need that 60%. All I need is the other 40. Well, if I'm getting paid for every hour I work and I own everything, I bought my RV, I already own my vehicle, so I have no expense, no large expenses, then that's easy to take care of. And I hit the road, and I've been out here doing it ever since.
That's a wonderful story and great rationale too. When you figure that you get your housing taken care of in a work camping job, that it's just, you don't need as much, do you, to live on?
No, it's a very inexpensive way to live. And I think more and more people are finding this out. I have the ability to go wherever I want, do a job that I think I'm going to enjoy for people that want me to be there. It only lasts for a certain amount of time. And then I go to the next place. I pick places that I want to go to and that are near things that I want to see and experience. And, to be honest with you, Greg, I'm booked up a year in advance.
Wow.
I mean, there is so much work that I can tell you where I'll be next summer. I mean, I am already signed up to work, for the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you don't have to do that. I just like knowing where I'm going to be and what's going to be coming in and what my responsibilities are going to be and that kind of stuff. But, there's a lot of opportunity.
What did you do for a living before you hit the road?
I was in banking. I worked for several different banks. I did stock market trading desk type stuff. So I went to work originally in 1994 for Merrill Lynch, and then left them and ended up going to work for a bank. And so I was on the retail side with Merrill, where I was actually, working with clients on behalf of Merrill Lynch. And then from there, I went to a bank, Barnett Bank, which was the largest bank in Florida at the time, and went on the operations side where actually, this was really before the internet. So if you wanted to buy stock, you would call your broker, and then your broker would call me, and I would place the trade. And so I parlayed that into, doing similar things, but at a higher level.
Mm-hmm. Sounds stressful to me.
It was. I mean, you can't see me right now, but I've lost all my hair. But it was exciting. It was so exciting. I miss it at times. It was very, very exciting job to do because, it's so fast paced. Okay.
And so what have you really liked the most about all of these work camping jobs that you've had? Is there a common thread among all of them?
Yeah, I think there is. For me, it's about the experience and about the people. So, at one time I was married and had the house and the picket fence and the dog and all the trappings. And what I found is now I have the least amount of material possessions I've ever had, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. And the fact that I get to travel the country, go to really cool places, do really fun things, and meet people that I'll be friends with the rest of my life. That's the common thread. The common thread is you're out here doing something that you're passionate about with other people that are passionate about it. Because ultimately, most people, when they've reached where I'm at, and I'm young by work camping standards. I mean, it seems like it's getting younger, but for the most part over the years, it's typically been retirees. These people can do whatever they want, or they can do nothing at all, and they still choose to do this. So I've had people tell me, Larry, you're always happy. You're always smiling. What? It's because I choose to be here. I choose to do this. This was my choice. I'm not in a situation where I'm doing something I don't want to do. That's what's so great about this.
That's a very good point. Now, did you just simply reduce your lifestyle so that you don't need as much money, or did you have a stash of money that helps support you as well?
I've never spent a dime of my own money on the road. I've made enough money in my jobs on the road that it's paid for everything. Now, remember earlier I said I owned my vehicle already, so I had no vehicle payment. I purchased my travel trailer cash, so I have no RV payment. And so all my own expenses are, streaming services, cell phone, insurance, memberships to different RV things or whatever. So I don't have a lot of outlay. And then the great thing about this life is it seems like the winter jobs pay more. So the job I'm getting ready to go do pays very well. The job I did this summer at eventually, and just pays what it pays. So when I have more money, I do more things. And when I have less money, I do less things.
Mm-hmm.
So do I do absolutely everything I want to do? No. And I don't know too many people who do, other than, Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates.
Right.
But I do the majority of things I want to do, and I have to pick and choose those things. So if it makes financial sense to me, I'll do it. If it doesn't, I don't. And if times are lean, I don't. If times are flush, I do. So
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how much you can do if you are willing to adopt that kind of lifestyle and that mindset, where you don't have to start accumulating all of this stuff. And once you get all the stuff, it winds up in your garage and then your basement so that you can make room for more stuff that you're never going to use. And the big thing about going RVing full time is you're forced to downsize and stay that way, because everything that you bring into the RV, something has to go out, because there's only 400 square feet. But you found the lifestyle to be...
I live in 170.
170 square feet. Wow.
It's a 22-foot travel trailer. So 22 feet long and 8 feet wide. Do the math.
Okay. Now, you said that you're booked out already a year in advance, and you said you're going out to do the carts thing down there for Christmas at the mall, and then you're heading over here to Phoenix area to do spring training.
Yes.
Are you then on your way back up to Iowa to go back to Adventureland?
No. So this coming summer, I will be at Prairie Berry Winery in South Dakota, working in the tasting room. So I'll be doing wine tastings for tourists. Should be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. It's I kind of have a strict rule about work camping jobs, and that is I will not do any work camping job if I don't know someone who worked it or I didn't speak to someone who's done the job. You really need to do your due diligence. You really need to do your homework. You really need to make sure you have all the information before you agree to do any job, but specifically a work camping job, for a couple of reasons. Number one, if I give someone my word that I'm going to be there and I'm going to work from A to B, I'm going to be there and I'm going to work from A to B. I just feel like that's the right thing to do.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that I know ahead of time what their expectations are, what they expect of me, and what I'm going to get in return. So what I expect of them. And so once all those things are laid out, then I try to find someone that I know. And this is even though it's a big community, it's a small community. So I've met people all over and everyone's done something. So I know a couple that have worked at Prairie Berry Winery, and their exact words were, "It's the best work camping job they've ever done." And I actually got them a job working with me at spring training one year. They're a lovely couple. So once they told me that, then I did my due diligence. They laid out all the information. Seemed like something that I would enjoy doing and nothing that I couldn't do. And so I've agreed to do it, and that's where I'll be.
I think you're going to love being in the hill country of the Dakotas. It's going to, I've heard working for Prairie Berry is also a fun job to have. And I know that part of the country is spectacularly beautiful. So I think you're going to have a great summer.
I hope so. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. One of my work camping jobs in 2020 was I was working in a pro shop at a exclusive private golf course near Devil's Tower. And so the closest grocery store was a Walmart 52 miles away in Spearfish, South Dakota. So we would make a day of it. I'm not going to drive 104 miles and not do anything other than go to Walmart. So we would go to Spearfish Canyon. We would go to Mount Rushmore. We would go to Custer. We would go to Crazy Horse. We would make a day of it and then do our shopping and then come back. So yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That would be fun. Are there any other perks that you have received from work camping that you really enjoy besides a free RV site?
Oh, sure. For instance, when I go to Prairie Berry, you get a Black Hills card that gets you into all of the attractions in the Black Hills, either free or at a very reduced rate. A lot of places offer that. Here at Adventureland, they give you a card that you can use at local retailers and stuff, where you get a discount on food and laundry and shoes and the things that you'll need while you're here. So yeah, other than the site, there's always things that come with, at the golf course in Wyoming, it was all the golf I wanted to play. And this was a very exclusive high-end. We had our own airport for the members to fly in too. So it was a wonderful, incredible golf course that I would never pay that much to play because I'm not good enough to justify that cost, but I got to play it every time I wanted to for free.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get up every morning and take my walk, because I go walking every morning. And when I was there, my walk was around Devil's Tower. I mean, who gets to do that?
That's right. Oh, that'd be fun. And
I mean, yeah. And when I work spring training, my store that I work at for them is a pop-up store, so it's right in the walkway of the stadium. Right next to me is the charity table that Ferguson Jenkins runs to raise money for his charity. So they have Hall of Famers there signing autographs. Well, I've been there 5 years. I've gotten to know all those guys. So at one point or another, I'm standing there watching the games, talking with Hall of Famers who've gotten to know me because I've stood next to them for 5 years. And I'm thinking to myself, who gets to do this? Who gets to stand and watch baseball, get paid to do it, and have conversations with Hall of Famers? I'm just a regular guy, you know?
That's excellent. And which stadium do you work at?
Surprise Stadium in Surprise, Arizona. Okay. And the Royals and Rangers share that stadium. So there's literally a game every day for 30 days. I'd work every day if they'd let me. Unfortunately, yeah, they won't let you get over 40 hours. So I end up having to take a day off once a week. But I'd work every day if they'd let me. It's so much fun.
That's neat. It sounds like you're having a great experience. Would you have any advice for people who are considering becoming a work camper?
Absolutely. And what I would say is, if you asked 100 work campers, I promise you 90 of them would say the same thing, and that is they wish they'd started sooner. So there's always a reason not to do something. And I hear all kinds of, we'll call them excuses. I mean, that's not the best word because everyone has life situations. But as I talk to people, we're going to wait for the grandkids to get older. We're going to wait for us to have more money. We're going to wait for the weather to get better. We're going to wait for the price of RVs to go down. We're going to, whatever it is. And we're not guaranteed another day. So what I would say is, if this is something you think you would enjoy, if this is something you want to do, you need to do it and not make excuses not to, because I wish I could have done it 10 years before I did. I just, didn't even know it existed.
That's excellent.
So, just get out there and do it. It's wonderful.
You said that, or did I hear that you started a YouTube channel?
I did. I kind of wanted to, because again, I didn't even know this existed before I, like I said, got spurred on by my parents to figure out what it is I wanted to do with my life. And so I thought, you know what a way to give back. Then I'll start a YouTube channel and I'll do videos just based on my work camping jobs. So I do 3 or 4 videos a year, and all I do is I talk about the job that I'm currently doing. I do the video while I'm there, and I talk about pay and uniforms and hours and what you get in return for your work and my experience there and the different jobs they have and all the information I think that would be beneficial to someone who's considering this job. Maybe they are new, maybe they don't know anyone who's worked this job. So here's a guy in here telling them, without personal opinion, because how I experience may not be how you experience it, but I'm going to give you the facts, the cut and dry facts on, the work camping job. And so I've done one on every work camping job I've had. And it's all there for anyone to watch and get any benefit from it they can.
And where could they find it on YouTube? What should they look for?
So, all one word. So last name is Hansen, Hansen. So it's Hansen on the Road, all one word. Super simple. And you'll see my smiling face on there, and I'll be giving you all the information for Seas Candy, Adventureland, Six Flags, Silver Dollar City, gate guarding in the oil fields, spring training, the sugar beet harvest, all the stuff that I've done.
Wow. So this will be a very valuable resource for people who are looking for work camping jobs, because you can talk to somebody who's actually been there, done that.
Been there and done that. Yep.
Super.
Sometimes multiple times.
Well, thank you again, Larry. I really appreciate the time. This has been valuable information, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people.
I appreciate your time. It's been great talking to you. I'm, like I said, passionate about it, and I hope someone gets something out of this that can benefit them.
I really appreciate Larry Hansen for taking the time to talk to us about his RVing and work camping experiences. He made a great point in that after doing research on the RVing and work camping lifestyle, He realized it really was an inexpensive way to live. Now he has the ability to travel wherever he wants to go and have fun by working for people who really want him to be there. They are short-term positions, and then he gets to move on to a new adventure. Larry discovered there is so much work available for work campers that his travel schedule is set a year in advance. He has the security of knowing where he's going to be, what money is coming his way, and what his responsibilities will be. At one time, Larry was married and living the American dream with a house, picket fence, dog, and all the trappings that came with maintaining that lifestyle. But he wasn't very happy. After downsizing into a 160 square foot travel trailer, he has the least amount of material possessions he has ever had, yet he's the happiest he's been in a while. He attributes that happiness to the fact he gets to travel and work with people who share the same passions he does. He's made a number of friends during the past 5 years who will remain friends for the rest of his life. Not many people can say that about their co-workers. Larry also discovered that winter work camping jobs typically pay more than summer jobs. He set a strict rule for himself that he will not accept a work camping job without speaking to someone who already has worked for the company doing the job he would be hired to perform. He likes to know the expectations are before he accepts the job. Larry has enjoyed some fun perks while work camping. He enjoyed free golf at a private course in Wyoming. He has met some Hall of Fame sports players while working at stadiums for spring training. And several times he's received an activities card for free or discounted admissions to restaurants and activities near where he was working. His final word of advice, like it is with so many other work campers, is to just do it now. If you think work camping is something you want to do and would enjoy doing it, then don't wait, jump in and do it now because you're not guaranteed another day. Even though Larry was 46 years old when he started, he wished he had known about work camping 10 years earlier. You can check out some videos Larry has made that chronicle his adventures and various work camping jobs by looking for his Hansen on the Road YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey. It's an online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started in the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For just $29.95 for 1 year of access, Dreamers have unlimited viewing of 50 plus videos to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, setting up a domicile, and operating a small business on the road, plus everything about work camping and how to find the right job for you. Each video is 30 to 90 minutes long to give you in-depth coverage on each topic. There's no wrong time to get started, so for more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. That's all I have for this week's show. Next week, I'll be speaking with someone who has the most unique work camping job I've ever heard about. He's a commercial airline pilot who also travels full-time in his RV. I'll have that interview on the next episode of The Workamper Show. Thanks for listening.